January 1st, 1945. 8:20 a.m. Allied pilots at airfields across Belgium, Holland, and northern France are nursing hangovers from New Year's Eve celebrations. The war in Europe is nearly won. Germany is collapsing. Victory is just months away. Then the sky fills with aircraft. Not Allied planes, German planes, hundreds of them. Messerschmitts, Focke-Wulfs, coming in low and fast, no warning, no radar detection. Within minutes, Allied airfields erupt in flames. Aircraft destroyed on the ground, fuel dumps exploding, ammunition stores detonating. It's Pearl Harbor, but in Europe. This is Operation Bodenplatte, baseplate, the Luftwaffe's last major offensive operation. A desperate, all-or-nothing gamble to destroy Allied air power on the ground and buy Germany time nearly 1,000 German aircraft. 17 Allied airfields attacked simultaneously, one of the largest air operations of the entire war. And it's also the death of the Luftwaffe. Because even when everything goes right, sometimes you've already lost. To understand why the Luftwaffe launched this desperate attack, we need to understand how catastrophically the war is going for Germany by late 1944. June 6, 1944. D-Day. The Allies land in Normandy. By September, France is liberated. By December, Allied forces are on Germany's western border. In the east, the Soviets have pushed the Germans out of Russia, through Poland, and are approaching Germany itself. The Reich is being crushed from both sides. And in the air? The Luftwaffe is dying. Allied air superiority is totaled. American and British fighters and bombers roam German skies almost unopposed. German cities are being systematically destroyed. German industry is crippled. German armies can barely move during daylight without being attacked from the air. The Luftwaffe has lost most of its experienced pilots. Fuel is scarce. Training is inadequate. New pilots are being shot down on their first or second missions. But Hitler has one more card to play. December 16, 1944. The Battle of the Bulge begins, Germany's last major offensive in the West. A surprise attack through the Ardennes forest aimed at splitting Allied forces and recapturing the port of Antwerp. For the offensive to work, Germany needs air support. But the Luftwaffe can't provide it. Allied air power is too dominant. That's when Luftwaffe commanders propose something radical. Instead of trying to fight Allied air power in the air, where they're hopelessly outmatched, what if they destroyed on the ground? One massive surprise attack. Every available aircraft. Hit Allied airfields at dawn. Destroy hundreds of planes before they can take off. Cripple Allied air power for weeks or months. Hitler loves the idea. It's bold. Audacious. The kind of surprise attack that won Germany victories early in the war. He approves Operation Bodenplatte. The planning is meticulous, ultra-secret. Even most Luftwaffe pilots won't know about the operation until hours before takeoff. Through late December, the Luftwaffe quietly concentrates forces. Fighters are pulled from across Germany. Precious fuel is hoarded. Nearly 1,000 aircraft, the largest concentration of German air power in years. 17 Allied airfields are selected as targets, mostly in Belgium and Holland, bases for British, American, and Canadian tactical air forces. These are the fighters and fighter bombers that have been devastating German ground forces. Destroying them would give German armies breathing room. December 31st, 1944. New Year's Eve. German pilots are finally briefed. The mission is simple. Fly low to avoid radar. Hit the targets at dawn. Destroy everything on the ground. Maximum aggression. Expect heavy casualties, but accept them for the mission's importance. Many pilots write final letters home. The Luftwaffe is calling this operation Unternehmen Bodenplatte, but pilots have their own name for it. Todesstoß, the death blow. They don't realize how accurate that name will be. January 1st, 1945. 4 a.m. Across dozens of German airfields, engines roar to life. Messerschmitt Bf-109s. Focke-Wulf FW-190s. Some of Germany's last operational fighters, nearly 900 aircraft, take off into the darkness. The largest German air operation since 1940. The formations fly low. 150 feet above the ground, following roads and rivers to navigate. Radio silence. Each formation has a pathfinder, an experienced bomber pilot who knows the route, leading inexperienced fighter pilots to their targets. It's incredibly dangerous flying. Several aircraft crash in the darkness, others get lost, but most make it. 8 a.m. dawn breaks. The formations approach their targets. Allied airfields sprawled below. Dozens of aircraft parked in neat rows, fuel trucks, ammunition stores, perfect targets. 8:20 a.m. The attacks begin, almost simultaneously across 17 airfields. Complete surprise. At Eindhoven, home of the RAF's 2nd Tactical Air Force, 60 German fighters appear without warning. They strafe parked aircraft. Typhoons, Spitfires, Tempests. Explosions ripple across the airfield. Allied pilots scramble from their barracks. Some try to reach their aircraft. Some try to man anti-aircraft guns. Most just dive for cover. At Brussels-Ever, the main base for the U.S. 9th Air Force's fighters, 150 German aircraft attack. P-47 Thunderbolts are destroyed where they sit. Hangars collapse in flames. The control tower is shot to pieces. At Metz-Frascati, home to American P-47s, German fighters make repeated strafing runs. Machine guns and cannons rip through parked aircraft, fuel tanks explode. The base becomes an inferno. Across Belgium and Holland, the story repeats. Asch, Afhoven, Grimbergen, Le Culot, Volkel, Heisch, 17 airfields. Hundreds of Allied aircraft all under attack. For the German pilots, it's like a training exercise. Parked aircraft don't shoot back. They make run after run, methodically destroying every plane they can find. Some laugh with the thrill of finally being on the offensive. But this isn't 1940. The Allies aren't unprepared anymore. Allied anti-aircraft defenses respond. Bofors guns, machine guns, even infantrymen with rifles. Tracers fill the air. German fighters start taking hits. At some airfields, alert pilots manage to scramble. Spitfires, Tempests, P-47s. They claw for altitude and immediately engage the Germans. The surprise attack becomes a chaotic air battle. German fighters, loaded with ammunition but low on fuel, try to complete their mission while fighting off Allied interceptors. German aircraft start falling, shot down by flak, shot down by Allied fighters, crashed into the ground during low-level strafing runs. The sky fills with smoke trails and falling aircraft. By 9:30 a.m., the attacks are over. The surviving German aircraft turn for home, flying low, running on fumes, being chased by Allied fighters. The journey home is a nightmare. Many aircraft don't make it, out of fuel, too damaged, shot down by pursuing Allies, or shot down by their own side because the Luftwaffe made a catastrophic mistake.